The sister-in-law was stunned. The fool she thought she knew just lifted a 200-pound man like it was nothing. He tossed him 100 meters away as if flinging a ragdoll. The local bully Zhang Dabia was so terrified he ran off tripping over his own feet. Only then did the young man realize his mind was clear again, and somehow he had gained the power to see miles away and hear whispers from afar. The widow who had been alone for 3 years started seeing him in a new light. But the boy who carried the legacy of an ancient emperor had no time for romance. He was determined to improve his orange trees instead. Leaving the poor widow sighing by herself, he poured spiritual energy into the water and used it to water his orchard. Soon the trees bore golden oranges, each one bursting with sweetness and carrying the power to extend life. Thinking of his sickly parents who had struggled all these years, he decided it was time to bring them happiness. He packed the precious fruit and went to the county to find buyers. When the fruit shop owner took a bite, she couldn't stop praising it. She immediately wanted to sign a long-term deal with him, but the moment they shook hands, the jade pendant he wore began to glow. It was the mark of the Blue Moon Immortal Emperor, the same one who once told him that if he could find 7 women bearing life marks, he could open the gate of ascension. His sister-in-law was the first, and this shop owner clearly was the second. That realization filled him with unexpected joy. Just as they stepped outside, they ran into the shop owner's persistent admirer. He told her he hadn't stopped thinking about her since they last met. The woman had no patience for entitled rich boys, but despite her many rejections, young Master Su refused to give up. To make him back off once and for all, she grabbed the young man's arm and claimed he was her boyfriend. Su looked at him with pure disdain. The woman shot the young man a look, and he got the message instantly. He leaned over and kissed her cheek. The arrogant Su went red with fury. Humiliated in front of everyone, he charged forward ready to fight, but he had no idea who he was messing with. The young man flicked his hand casually, and the entire group went tumbling to the ground. The shop owner stared in disbelief. Her employees started cheering. Even Su's bodyguards scrambled to get up. The young man walked up to Su and reminded him he had just threatened to break his arm. Su stammered that he never said such a thing, begging him not to come closer. The young man flicked his finger again, and Su's arm twisted with pain. That was enough to send him running for his life. Everyone around applauded. The young man smiled proudly and headed home. But before he could even relax, a sports car came screeching from behind. It stopped at an impossible angle right in front of him. Annoyed, he shouted that people who couldn't drive shouldn't be allowed on the road. Then he noticed something strange. The girl inside wasn't moving, and a dark aura floated around her. He waved his hand and shattered the energy cloud. Seeing her unconscious, he sighed and carried her to a hotel room for safety. Using his spiritual sight, he discovered a strange shadow attached to her. Just as he was about to investigate further, the girl suddenly woke up. Maybe this was the next woman destined to open the immortal gate.